Hi there, this is my second vlog for my Social Action and Community Media project. On Monday we began by looking at interviews. Cara taught us why people agree to interviews and why they maybe don't, some tips, some do's and don'ts, and different types of questions that we can ask. So this will come in really useful when actually filming our productions, as we will be interviewing our clients. So I felt really confident with that, and I'll feel really good when it comes to actually writing my interview questions and conducting an interview due to this lesson. I then spent some time editing my first vlog, so I edited all the clips together, put in the cutaway clips, and I think that was about 10 minutes long, so it was quite a lengthy one. I think I obviously talk a little bit too much and a bit too in depth. With Karen, we then looked into evaluations. We had a lesson just dedicated to evaluations and really looking into existing ones and seeing how we could develop our own. So that was really useful and will definitely come in really helpful when writing my evaluation at the end of this project. In the evening, I then created a meeting brief. As I was meeting Tribal Trust the next day, I wanted to get all the questions down that I wanted to ask them, just to make sure I remembered and got all the information I needed to start forming our ideas and seeing where we were at basically. I printed out a copy of the brief to take with me. So on the Tuesday I met with Tribal Trust before college, and this was really good. So there was 5 of them there, and we all sat down, we went out for a coffee and just talked. I explained my initial ideas, what I'd already thought of. It was really great because they said they were exactly on the same wavelength. The initial ideas were really sound and we kind of were really in tune with what we wanted to create, so that was excellent. We spent quite a lot of time talking about Tribal Trust, and they told me a lot about who they are, what they do, and why they do it, and I learned quite a lot, and it was really great. So I myself have now got a really in-depth knowledge of their organisation, which is fantastic. I took along my meeting brief. I asked all of the questions that I intended to ask, and I just wrote down underneath everything they sort of said and made a lot of notes. I feel so excited to be working with them and on this project. What I took out of the meeting most significantly was that they really didn't want an emotive tone. They wanted to stray far away from that, which is quite unconventional for a charity, but they wanted it to be so natural and light-hearted and positive. They didn't want to make anyone feel sad or guilty of not being in the same position as the homeless people. Basically, we're just going to show an insight into their organisation, and we'll go out and actually see them in action, so that will be really fun. So when I got to college on Tuesday after my meeting, we had a lesson with Ellie where we looked into our academic proposals. So she kind of talked us through what an academic proposal is and what we needed to include in each section. So we had the whole lesson just to write all of that down and get really into the swing of it. So it was really good to kind of have Ellie on hand and just be able to say, is this too much? Is there anything I need to cut out of here? I found the action plan timetable really beneficial. It was really good to see all of the weeks sort of in one. It was really good to see all of the weeks in one table, so I knew how much time exactly I had, and it was really good to kind of plan what I'm going to do every week to make sure that I stay on top of everything and get everything done in time for my deadline and in time to get feedback from my client and from my peers and the target audience and everything like that. So I found that really beneficial, and I'll definitely be sticking exactly to that to stay on track. On Wednesday at college, we were sort of left to just get on with whatever we needed to get done. So I finished off a few documents from the week before, like my ideas generation, and just made sure all of that was perfect. Just did a little tweak into my academic proposal. I also carried on doing some work in my research sketchbook, which was really good, so good to get that done, and it was just a day of catching up with everything and just getting a few bits done. So on Thursday I decided to make a questionnaire put out to the general public about social action films. So this wasn't relevant to my client or anything like that. I just thought to get a sort of general view of what the public sort of think of social action films and their opinions on how they should be put across to the audience. So that was really good. I did about 9 questions, and the response I got in general from the survey was really good. Quite a few people took it over quite a lot of age ranges and genders as well, so that was really interesting. So I'll be able to identify some trends between ages and genders and their opinions. And going ahead, I've got a good idea of what I should include in my social action film. So since our meeting on Tuesday, I'd remained in contact with Tribal Trust, but on Saturday I decided to send one long message, just confirm all of the strands of content that we would be filming. I put across a lot of dates that would work, obviously giving me a few weeks to kind of prep and prepare for the shoots, and just said, let me know what dates work best for you, and then we'll begin planning when we'll film each strand of content. Dave got back to me straight away and said thank you for a really comprehensive message. So that was really positive, and I was really glad to get all of that sort of down and begin planning the actual production. So on Sunday I heard back from Dave, and he told me that Tribal Trust are actually having a bit of a struggle with the council at the moment. So this Friday, when they go out and actually hold their soup kitchen to the homeless, it is going to be quite an emotional one, and it will be really good to film. So he asked if I'd come along and film that. I said that I'd try and get the equipment booked out and a plan sort of in action, so I can go along and get some really good footage of that. It will really show the emotions and how the community will come together to support Tribal Trust. Tribal Trust are also having a launch event on the 8th of April, which I'm also going to go along and film, which will be really good to kind of show the fun side, what they sort of do to fundraise and that sort of thing. So that will be really good also, and I need to get planning that. So that's been my week of work and what I've got up to within this project. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week for my third vlog. Bye!